Hello, good people. I'm here with Tim Pierce, and my name's Colin Liebich, and we're going to discuss the Mojave MA-37 and the Sony C37a. I understand you're a big fan of the C37.
You would go into a studio and use a 57 and a Roy for everything, which still works great. No argument there.
100%.
But this microphone, this one microphone, all I can say, the C37a, it sounded buttery for distorted guitar and warm in the top end. So you take a Marshall or any distorted amp, and it made it sound more friendly, more radio worthy. It smoothed the distortion in a way that I just blew me away.
So it was a different sound. So it wasn't what everybody else was doing.
That too.
And that's, I think that's key, and that's one of the features of the MA-37 I like to talk about.
When you allowed me to borrow this microphone, this one right here, what I loved was, wow, it does sound the same, but there was a clarity in the upper mids and the high end, nothing harsh. It just was like a cloud had been taken away. I thought, is this really happening? So I kept going back and forth and back and forth. And indeed, it sounds a little clearer. So it's like a C37A plus.
Keep in mind, David Royer designed it.
Yeah.
He was very familiar with the Sony and how the technical aspects of the Sony and how it worked. And he really held true to that. And when I joined with Mojave, this was one of the first discussions we had. And it was just kind of funny because he was like, oh, I've been thinking about this for years. And David really loves to preserve the originality of the mic, yet do his version and how his ear hears it, which is super important. So to hear you say it's like a C37A plus, I kind of like that.
But the thing about the C37A is you accept the fact that, okay, well, maybe it's a little cloudy. I feel a little bit of fabric over the actual tone of the guitar, but I can work with that. It's still amazing. It's still a great tone. But then you fire this up and you go, oh, I don't have that issue anymore. There's clarity now. In addition to the warmth, in addition to the butteriness, in addition to the size and the width of this thing, because that is what you get with this microphone. A 57 is it's like a mid-range fist. And that's why we always combine it with Royers. What this allows you to do is not work around an issue. That issue's gone.
Oh, that's nice. It's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
Well, the success of this mic was the first 100 sold like that. And then the next 100 went pretty quick. So if you want one, you got to get in there and get your order in.
It's worth waiting for.
So now the last question I have for you is, what do you think of the aesthetics, what we did to bring the mic to the future? Do you have the old one you can hold up?
Okay, so here's the old one. I even have the beautiful bag.
Yeah, that's an amazing.
Yeah, it's in good shape. I've had some pretty
shape.
beat up ones. And then when you see all the photos of Frank Sinatra singing in these and Jimi Hendrix singing in these.
And people don't know, this was the forerunner to the C800G. So what we did was we took some of the characteristics of the original and worked with a designer to build them into the microphone, like the perforated body and things of this nature. We had a couple designs. This is the one everyone seemed to love. I love it. So I was wondering what your take is on it.
It's drool-worthy.
Good, because the original was drool-worthy. It did receive a Tech Award, so we're proud about that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
You know, sound is a lot, but when you look at how a product looks and how it feels, that's important too.
The extra care you took with the color and the finish and the shape, everything.
Well, and that's an American-made capsule made right here in California. I'm really happy that I got a chance to come and hear your thoughts on the MA-37 by Mojave.